Now, vision, you described a vision. Has that vision changed over life? I mean, was it one thing at one point, another thing, and another point, a third thing today?
Not really, because I've had an organizing principle that probably came from being a child of the 60s. You know, I've always felt that it was my responsibility to, I have had an organizing principle that I need to help the poor, that I need to help people who are less fortunate than I am, that I come from a background and that God has blessed me and elevated me for a purpose. And so I have stayed true to that purpose. Now, obviously, I've learned more, I've experienced more, I've gained greater influence within the body politic, but I have remained really close to my roots. My head is not big, and I'm really grateful for that.
Now, where did this come from, this feeling that you're responsible for other people? You mentioned God, so I'm guessing religion is one foundation of this, but is it the only foundation? Where do you get the idea that you're responsible for other people?
You know, it's how I survive. You know, how do you? I think of myself as a pebble on the beach, and that's okay with me. It's okay for me. I am so concerned about not fulfilling what I consider to be my destiny, and I have always had a sense from the youngest ages that I was going to make a difference in the world. I studied every foreign language I could.
How did this play out when you were young? I mean, how did this manifest itself when you were young?
You know, I tried to help everyone. I remember a poor little white girl, and her mother was an alcoholic, and she was dirty and unkempt. I remember taking her home, and I was going to fix her up. And so I put all this grease in her hair. I was going to straighten and curl her hair. And the more grease I put in it, the worse she looked. But I continued to try, because I thought it was important to help her out. I remember having a fight after school. A girl had picked on me all week long and followed me into an alley. And so we started fighting, and I guess I hit her too hard and sort of knocked her out. And by then, the police sirens were wailing, and the kids had scattered, and the police got there, and I was the only person there. I and my nephew, come on, get up, I was one of 9 kids. I had a sister younger than me. I had nephews that, that were younger than me to take care of. And, we had to learn to share. There were a lot of us. And I learned to share early, and learn to care about other people early on.
That large family made you feel some responsibility for the others from your early days?
Early on, I felt very responsible for my sister, who now is repaying me by bossing me around all the time. But early on, I felt this stewardship over other people.